Hello, and welcome to a special episode of Breadcrumbs, the podcast by WorkSync. Today's episode is a follow-up to our first episode, Attaining and Retaining Talent. We know that employee turnover is a major challenge in the long-term care industry. Estimates of the current turnover rate range from 45 to 66%. The direct monetary cost of turnover is high. Turnover costs American businesses over $25 billion on an annual basis. The per worker cost of turnover is estimated at about 20% of the worker's yearly salary. But there are a range of strategies that you can use to overcome it. When it comes to retaining a robust, committed workforce, we've found that there are two key words to keep in mind: engagement and empowerment. Finding ways to engage and empower your staff is absolutely essential. A lot of employers confuse engagement with entertainment, free food, company events, goodies. Engagement simply means treating your workers as more than workers, as people. So how exactly can you create engagement? Well, you can create a workplace environment that's warm and human, even under the most demanding circumstances. You can allow for an ongoing dialogue between managers and staff so that problems can be heard and resolved quickly. Finally, recognize and reward hard work and accomplishments through compensation, time off, bonuses, or other ways. Now, on the other hand, empowerment means giving employees the opportunity to define their work-life balance by giving them the ability to express their work preferences and have them addressed, influence and address their own work schedules, and provide a streamlined process to make it all happen. Engaged and empowered employees are less likely to leave their positions and more likely to remain dedicated members on the team. So now, how can you get started building your engaged and empowered workforce? Here are 4 tips. Number 1, open up communication. Let's say one of your workers calls in sick. That worker has to call you, their manager, to let them know they're not coming in. You'll have to log the absence and get to work finding a replacement, calling down a list of available workers until you find someone who agrees to come in. And what if that sick worker doesn't call in? Then you're dealing with a last-minute, unexpected absence with even more scrambling to find coverage for that shift, while the shift is happening. How successful can you be in that scenario? And how often are you successful in finding someone? Allowing employees access to the right communication system in your workplace allows them to take an active, more engaged approach to their information and schedules. You can offer employees an array of advantages: the ability to quickly send and receive urgent notifications among managers and each other, the capacity to respond immediately to changing circumstances, easy access to information on scheduling, benefits, pay, and other important assets without the need to go through an intermediary like HR. While an employee has the right tools at their fingertips, we find that they'll feel they are part of an agile, transparent team connected by technology. And when the health and well-being of your patients is at stake, transparency and connectivity counts. Number 2, create choice. Your employees are people with complex, busy lives both in and out of the workplace, which means they have preferences about their work. Preferences like availability. Care staff may only be available to work on certain days or at certain times. They may have family obligations or even a second job. This directly impacts the shifts they can take on. Employees may have a substantial commute from their homes to your facility, which can also affect when they're able to work. Picking up a last-minute shift could be a burden when lots of travel is involved. Based on their training and certifications, staff may be partial to covering certain types of shifts in certain areas of your facility, or they may be interested in exploring training options for different kinds of care work. So, what can you do with all of these employee preferences? Create a system that acknowledges them and gives staff a sense of choice about their work. Instead of just receiving top-down orders, they'll now feel part of the process. Empowering employees with choice isn't only a boon to workers, it makes managers' lives much easier too. When you have a busy facility to run, knowing about your staff's availability, travel limitations, and work preferences saves you time and helps you pick the right person for the job. Number 3, make scheduling flexible. Scheduling is at the very heart of employee empowerment. There are a number of meaningful ways you can make scheduling more flexible for your care workers. Adopt an interactive system in which both managers and employees have scheduling abilities. Enable employees to easily trade shifts with one another when necessary. Leave a certain percentage of shifts open for employees to schedule themselves based on availability and preference. Self-scheduling allows your staff to craft schedules that work for them, which can boost their job satisfaction and be a significant factor in reducing turnover. For managers, employees' self-scheduling brings the added advantage of lessening workload and avoiding issues with workers who can't cover specified shifts. A seamless scheduling experience can have an enormous impact on your facility. Employees who can conveniently sign up for or trade preferred shifts have a strong incentive to remain in their positions. Number 4, optimize onboarding. The onboarding process is crucial to employee empowerment. Even if you've implemented systems that benefit your staff, they won't make an impact if your workers aren't aware of them or don't know how to take advantage of them. Successful onboarding makes employees aware of the systems and processes available to them, and trains them how to easily and effectively utilize those processes. When your staff has been smoothly onboarded, they understand the resources at their disposal and feel empowered to make the most of them. Whether that means efficient attendance procedures or flexible self-scheduling, your workers can move forward in their new positions with confidence. Employee turnover in the long-term care industry may be an immense challenge, but that doesn't mean you can't take concrete steps to combat it. Engaging and empowering the staff at your facility in the vital areas of communication, choice, scheduling, and onboarding will help you maintain a strong, dedicated workforce now and into the future. Thank you for listening to today's special episode. If you'd like to learn more about engagement and empowerment, take a look at this episode's show notes or visit worksync.com.